So we got lights on and... Okay, let's go. And Colin also getting a very good start. Volcano looking very, very attacking. Actually, Colin under a bit of pressure now from Glassy. And Colin runs wide.
Taking the lead.
Yeah. And yeah, as I said that, Colin got a good start. Someone's off in the background and Aston Martin, that's Maggot by looks of it on the hard tyres, yeah. And it all kicking off. Yeah, Colin, I don't know if he got tapped or what. I couldn't quite get a camera angle on it, but he ran very, very wide. But now he gets a double.
Bit late.
Broke a bit late, yeah. So he's dropped 2 positions. Glassy, ever the opportunist, gets through very nicely. But it is getting really, really close here. Colin on the inside, Andrew hanging around the outside, and Glassy will be looking to stretch his legs as quick as possible. And I tell you what, Volcano is catching them all. He's putting them under pressure here, and really exciting start there. And not the start I was talking about in the formation lap there at all.
Very unexpected.
Yeah. Not often you see Colin make mistakes like that, but they've taken full advantage of it so far. And obviously, Glassy, what a start from him. He was sitting 4th, so he's come past Andrew, Colin, and Davey, the big loser out of them all there, dropping down to 5th. Quite an exciting start here. Colin running deep into the first corner, allowing Glassy and Andrew through, and Volcano actually is closer to Colin than Colin is to the other guys at the moment. I guess what might have been a case of... Oh, and Back is out. Yeah, and I know he'll have some fans in the chat who'll be very, very disappointed with that.
Virtual safety car.
Yeah, it sure is. And I think Glassy will be very happy that's a virtual safety car, because if it was a safety car, it brings him closer, and he was starting to get that gap up a little bit. He said 2 safety cars, so that one doesn't count. Virtual safety car there. And Glassy's absolutely flying. We've got someone else spinning. I think that is
Aston Martin.
Zab. Oh, and he's just across the middle of the track. Good on him, though, for not moving, but people having to take avoiding action. And yeah, just out of the first corner, we've seen a few people dropping it there, actually. And Glassy still going on in the lead, as Colin did get past Andrew momentarily, but he did run across the inside of the chicane, so had to give it straight back, and that's probably put him under a bit of pressure from Volcano as well. But Andrew at this point...
Spider-Man's off.
Oh, yeah, and I'll try and see that. Yeah, he's just lost it at the chicane.
And Jules off.
And I'm just coming up to that one, yeah, and he's just lost it on the exit. Luckily, none of them getting damaged there, but yeah, people are dropping like flies at the moment, and Jewel now back moving in the right way. Oh, gets very, very close to Zabiaka there. He got very unlucky last week, had a bit of a tough end to last season, so he's going to be really fired up tonight to get some good points. As Andrew, whoa, really locking up. And Colin all over the back of him, but yeah, and that makes sense because he was off at that corner. There's a wall very close as Colin now gets past. If you're wondering why I was saying bloody hell, it was more because I was losing my breath a little bit there. There's that much happening.
Still a long way to go on the race, so...
Yeah, absolutely. And strategy has to play out, yeah, and you never know if it's a safety car or anything. Higgsy, though, is now looking to get past Dragos, and he's alongside him as they go into Eau Rouge. Higgsy has to just pull out of it, and that's dropped him loads of speed onto this straight, and that will drop him back, so he's going to have to wait another lap. I'll move up the road because Huss is really close behind Giraffe again, and I have a feeling Giraffe's tyres have had enough. I don't know if you had this when you're following people, Kieran, but you think...
Oh, Davey's lost it!
Oh, Davey has lost it! And it's a huge crash, and... he is able to get going, but he's got huge front wing damage. Actually, he'll be thanking his lucky stars because he's very lucky he didn't lose a wheel there. But yeah, out of Eau Rouge. Oh, as you can see, yeah, the medium's struggling, and Glassy getting it all collected and moving in the right direction, but he was very, very sideways there. Inorganic saying, what's the weather report?
I think it's still dry.
Yeah, it's still dry. Backer says he's crying in the corner, so you'd think it might get a little bit damp out on track, but as he's back in the pit lane, yeah, he absolutely has. And way before the corner, he even gets there, and Glassy just needs to stick with him and get his new tyres on. Yeah, Inorganic, yeah, I think, like Kieran said, he is our official RPM weatherman. As Backer's teammate, Andrew, pulls into the pit lane, and he's going to go for the undercut. And Jewel in behind, is it?
Is that a safety car or a virtual safety car?
Oh, has Jewel had a spin? Is that what you... Ah, okay, yeah.
Jewel's out.
Right, so we got Andrew in the pit lane. Just a virtual at the moment, I think it is.
Virtual.
So Andrew is going to get that undercut perfectly. Because he pitted before the virtual safety car came out, and then as he got to the pit lane, the virtual safety car came out. So he has effectively got a pit stop minus 10 seconds. Yes, yeah, Davies positioned himself well as Luke now fighting Glassy. Glassy on the cold tyres. Luke will be passed, maybe. Glassy's going to fight this hard. Glassy has to yield, and Luke on those tyres that have just got a bit more warmth in them, really managing to make them count. And Glassy on the cold tyres going to be under pressure soon from Quinn, who has got those tyres up to speed. So Quinn has brought himself into this race, and Glassy also getting caught behind Luke a bit now as those temperatures start to increase. Volcano, yeah, you can see a bit out of position. And Andrew, that worked so well for that virtual safety car. Huss also moved to the mediums. That's going to be
down the inside.
Oh, yeah, I'll get back onto that. Yeah, which is now the outside, but it will be the inside very closely again. And he does go round, and he needed that because Luke's brother is hunting behind him in that Mercedes. And great spot again there, Kieran. Volcano, Quinn, and Huss all on 3-second penalties. So Volcano needs to get past Quinn, and he then needs to get 3 seconds ahead. Yeah, and he has so much pace on a straight, Volcano, but goes in so deep. And Quinn's just going to really bring that gap straight back up again as Volcano gets another penalty as well. Looks a little bit harsh from where I was watching. Dragos, and will he make the move into the bus stop chicane? We're going to see very shortly. He goes to the outside. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Oh, I don't know if this is connection based or anything, but it was moving around a lot. It looked pretty
I think I
glitchy.
saw that on my screen as well.
Yeah, I was like, is he warming his tyres up as well on the outside here? It's moving all over the place. This looks like where we're going to see the overtake from. He'll go through Eau Rouge, probably used ERS at the top of it to get a bit of extra speed. Doesn't actually do that.
Right behind him.
Yeah, DRS will open now, and you can see it looks like they're moving a lot. I'm sure it's probably a bit different from what we're seeing, and he's got that move done. So Dragos now, unfortunately for him, losing 3 places in 2 laps. Go over to the battle between Higgsy, Sinful, and Davey. And Higgsy, who's been minding his own business, looked like he dropped out of this battle on Sinful a little bit. Sinful covers the outside. Higgsy goes to the inside, trying to get an angle for it. They come very close to touching. Sinful keeping it in. Higgsy's pushed to the wide. Oh, and Sinful spins, yeah. And so does an Alpine behind him. Dragos, almost feeling sorry for Sinful, comes over and joins him. And they're both doing donuts out there now, but that has given Higgsy the position, and that has also brought Luke and Davey up a position as well. So it was almost like Dragos felt sorry for him and he went and joined him. It was identical. Actually, also seeing that both Williams drivers are on the soft tyres now, so they are trying to gain any advantage, maybe get a fastest lap.
Okay, now gets past.
Yeah, and a lovely little move. He finally managed to get close, and yeah, like you said, gets past on the inside. He's really got to push now, because Colin, after having real troubles at the start, he's going to cross the line to make it 2 out of 2. He'll take fastest lap, he'll take pole position, and a brilliant race from Colin again, having to fight for that one. And Andrew crossing the line in second, a very good race from him after a disappointing first race. Glassy, he'll be loving that podium for Glassy. Volcano, nearly loses it on the final corner. That will mean that Quinn will take back 4th position. Volcano 5th, and then Huss will be next to cross the line, but he is very, very tight with these guys, battling right to the end. He runs in really, really deep.
Huss has gone wide.
Yeah, and he's actually got in Davies' way. Yeah, and it's a race to the line. And Higgsy will take 6th because Huss was in the way of Davey on the exit. Huss will finish 9th. Luke gets a position. Luke was right on the back of that in the end as well. Great pace from him. Sinful after that spin, unfortunately for him. He was having a great race up until that point. He'll cross the home in 10th, showing the importance of keeping it penalty free because the next 5 guys got penalties behind him. Maggot crosses the line in 11th, and it'll be then followed home by Dragos, Smonotla, Zabiaka, Entity, Cosmo, and Giraffe.